first, the protagonist Juan has hope. His mother is encouraged him to go meet his father, who left them for an inheritance. So he goes off to Mexican City, where he finds a town not full of life, but full of death, full of ghosts, and full of spirits, disembodied people, relatives, war, Mexican mythology. Now, does he finally find peace? Is it a nihilist piece of writing? Those are some things to consider and more coming right up. Hello, BookTube. Hello, friends. Alan here, coming to you today with a review of Pedro Páramo. Now, this was a buddy read with my friend Stephanie Cohen, commenter extraordinaire. She gifted me this shirt. Thanks again, Stephanie. Here at Big Hard Books and Classics, we love to receive free items in the mail, especially poignant t-shirts like this from Slaughterhouse 5, and books, etc. All sorts of gifts we received. Chocolates from Australia. Anyway, we took our time with this thin, big hard book and classic. And over the last 2 months we've been reading it and rereading it. And quite frankly, we don't see what all the fuss is about. Kind of saying in jest, kidding in a way. It's obvious to me. I've been trying to read this book for over 5 years. An acquaintance of mine, when I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, about 5-6 years ago, I was there briefly for a period of 6 months, maybe a few months more, and he said this was his favorite book. This is a favorite book of many people. In fact, they say that it inspired the book, the great magical realist novel, 100 Years of Solitude, Marquez. Now, I love that book. This book, I'm not a real lover of this book. I immediately, maybe I tried to pick it apart too much. I noticed a lot of William Faulkner influence in here, and I'll link below a couple articles you can read of this influence on Juan Rulfo. Faulkner's direct influence on his writing. Particularly reminiscent of The Sound and the Fury and Absalom, which are two books that I love, and I've dissected and deconstructed and have videos on. We did The Sound and the Fury last year for Faulkner in August. And this book now I've read, I'd say, a good 2-3 times, studied it, and the switching of time and place didn't bother me so much. It's a search of Juan, not the author, but the character in here is named Juan too. I can't pronounce his last name is Picardo, but on page 58 there's a big switch where it might have said that Juan dies there. Is he drowned or does he live? Are you trying to make me believe you drowned, Juan Picardo? I found you in the town plaza, far from Donis's house, and he was there too, telling me you were playing dead. Between us, we dragged you into the shadow of the arches, already stiff as a board and all drawn up like a person who died of fright. If there hadn't been any air to breathe that night you're talking about, we wouldn't have had the strength to carry you, even less bury you. And you see, bury you we did. You're right, Doroteo. You say your name's Doroteo? So That's one switch. And then there's a lot of switching at the end. It goes back to Pedro Páramo. Páramo means desert, bleak, dead. It's a ghost town. The characters in here are dead. Spoiler alert. But like the second part is about his father, that he's in search for an inheritance, etc. And we switch between Pedro's love of a character, Susanna, and the Mexican Revolutionary War, and Pedro loaning money to these people, and that. The end is in the beginning, because it does go back to a character who's dead, one of the first people that Juan meets. Ambudo Martinez. But interesting book. Not one of my favorites. I'm glad I read it. I'll definitely reread it someday, and it might end up like a Huckleberry Finn book for me. A book I read every few years or so. So I'm not going to give it 4 or 5 stars or anything, but hey, I got it under my belt. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if this is one of your favorite books, and if you want to make any points about it. I did mark it up pretty close. Maybe next time I read it, a lot of Catholicism in here, a lot of like Day of the Dead. Can you see my... Where is it? Oh, it's way up there. Day of the Dead skull. But thanks for your time, as usual, consideration, and on to the next one.